I'm Scott, and today I'm meeting with Linda from the legendary, well, at least soon to be legendary band Scorched Oak.
Thank you. Hi, Scott. Nice to meet you.
It's good to meet you, too. I don't know that much about the band as much as I love you. I mean, I collect all the magazines that you're featured in and the pinups. Yeah. But when did Scorched Oak form?
We formed there are two dates. I joined the band of Ben and Fred in 2016, and then we were in 2 years just exploring, and we also had another singer, but she left the group, and then we were two guitarists, a four-piece group. But I think the real start is in 2018 when we recorded our first EP. And after that, our guitarist, the second guitarist, had to leave because he had some problems with his arms. And so we wanted to go to play more shows and take the next steps. And he was not able to. So we decided to go on as a three-piece band. And I think that was still a very good decision because after that our sound got a little bit more focused and we all got our place in the band. And we were working on the first album. And in 2020, Living Earth was recorded. Until then, it took 3 more years to record Perception.
So it was in 2020 I discovered your band. I'm part of the Doom charts, but it was in the Doom charts. They mentioned you, and I'm like, I'd listen to everything on the Doom charts. That album had a message to say. I might read too much into it, but it was about environmental concerns. You had distinct areas of the environment that you were dealing with. I don't like harsh vocals, and Ben's vocals, they were different. They weren't, Cookie Monster. It was different. And then I thought you were from Texas. I had no idea you were, because Plane Ride had to come out with their album. I think Birdstone out of France. So there's this heavy blues influence coming out of Europe. I thought you were from Texas.
Yeah, that I like to hear that. I think one thing that we want to try is to create a whole piece in this album, but also every song has a different story, a different sound. I also like to keep it open. For example, what is it? It's in Desert. It's just some flattering lyrics, and you can read anything in that. I have my own idea what it's about, but I imagine I want to the people to create their own ideas in the songs. And that's also what we got a lot of now with Perception, that the people like that the songs are different. And when you hear the whole album, you have the feeling like you're dipping into different styles of music, and still you recognize that it's us and it's Scorched Oak, maybe because of the vocals, of course. And so we try to expand the borders somehow in this album. Yeah.
Nicely done. Do you mind if I ask you about Ben a little bit?
Yes, of course.
So I mentioned in my review that it's not Cookie Monster vocals, it's more throat singing. And it's different. His vocals are different on Perception. It just seems like his style is more mature, that he's a lot more confident and a lot more articulate. Does he put a lot of practice into learning how to sing like that?
At first, I didn't recognize this, what you say, that it's so different, but we got some reviews where people said that, so I was okay. Maybe it's because he's singing more now on Perception. Maybe that's also why there was some progress, because when we are doing more vocals, we are doing more practice. I know that Ben, he's always very how to say that, harsh? No, he's critical on his own vocals. We all are very critical with our music, so I guess he will do for every piece a lot of practicing. But we both just had some lessons in the beginning when we decided to sing, because our former singer left the band, and we decided, okay, we want to do it. And so we took some lessons, and after that we said, okay, that's enough to know, so we can go on. But me, for myself, I would like to have more lessons, maybe with another teacher, to get some new styles and to just go up to another level, maybe.
We'll talk about your vocals in a little bit, young lady. Don't change. Don't. But
no changing.
We'll get there. We'll get there. So, as a band, how do you approach writing? Do you all contribute music, or does Ben do most of the writing? Do you, or does Fried? How does it work?
We try to do it all, or it's all equal. But most of the time, Ben comes up with a new riff idea, and then we just jam on that and try to figure out, do we like it or not? And most of the songs all of the songs are really written all together. So it's always just an idea that comes into the rehearsal room, and then we build the song about that. I had some ideas, for example, Desert from Withering Earth or Swarm, there were most of the riffs my idea, but I think it's like 80%, 85% the riffs are from Ben. And I do mostly the parts between the riffs. How do we get there? How can we go back? And little fillings. And yeah, that is my skill in this band.
Fried's drumming. He plays it. When I first listened to his drum, because I'm a bass player too. And so when I listen to an album, I listen to the bass and then I listen to the drums. And at first, Fried sounds very simple until I realize he's not keeping time. He is, but he's playing melodic drums along with the vocal parts a lot of the time, his emphasis. Where did you find Fried? He is so wonderful behind the drum set.
I don't know. He was there first. I found them in the internet. Fred and a friend, the former guitarist, they started a project, and then Ben just joined. And after that, I found them because I was playing in a singer and songwriter band before and did some other stuff. And I really had the feeling I want to do stoner and rock music and go to concerts where I can play and also listen to great bands. So I wrote them, just on the internet, like speed date. And I still think that was one of the best decisions, to be bold, because I was really nervous at that time. And so I don't know, he just came out of somewhere, but I really like the playing as well. It's, I think, because we all try to focus on each other. First, we are playing our stuff, of course, but then when we create the song, we go through and add some little details, and maybe we think, okay, the part is good right now, but we need more feeling in that, or what is really important now? Do we need to calm down? Do we want to go in and push it? And so we really talk a lot about that. And Fred always tries to support the guitar or the bass or the lyric, what makes sense, most sense at this part. And if you see him live, he's just like the machine, doing it all back there. Yeah.
Well, speaking of seeing live, any plans on coming to the States?
We would love to, but at the moment, I don't know. If there's a chance that we can come there. We're still hoping that we can play some festivals here in Germany, but I think we may have missed the season because they are all full already, and I always had the feeling that they were waiting for the second album. They said, okay, the first was good, so let's see what will come next. And we were a little bit too late with the second for the festivals this year. So I hope that we can play more festivals the next year. And yeah, we're still looking for more opportunities to play in Europe, and maybe someday in States would be great.
Well, you did make number 2 on the Doom charts yesterday.
Yes. Oh, I was so amazing. Yesterday was, I got the messages, oh, it's here the charts, this top 10, this list. I was the whole day just, boop, boop, boop. Yeah.
So number 2 on the Doom charts for a month like this, I would like to think that people are going to be calling you up and reaching out and figuring out a way for you to get there. And hopefully Todd Severn with Ripple is listening for his Ripple Fest that he does here. I think you'd be perfect for Ripple Fest, Texas.
We also we are in contact with Todd already because we shipped some LPs to Ripple, and it's a Cosmic Peddler, I think. Yes.
So I would expect that the phone's going to ring a little bit more. I was a huge fan, and one of the Doom Charts guys, I wrote something about you, and he wrote back, yeah, we all know you love Scorched Oak. But I was thrilled And then I saw the Stephanie Doom Cakes also had you, way out there. It's an amazing album. And I think that your album is simply going to be able to grow over the next few months. I think you're right. You probably should have released the album like in November.
Yes.
But with an album this good, I think like Elder, like King Buffalo, that you'll have year-long sales. And I'll do everything I can to help that out.
Thank you. Yeah, and it is what it is. So of course, we would have loved to release it 1 year ago. All the people were asking us, "Where's the second album? We want more." But we are so critical with our music, so we took our time, and we even had one song that didn't make it to the album because we were writing it and it was almost finished, and then we decided no, it's not good enough, so we kicked it out and had to write a new one. Yeah.
Can you release it as a single?
No, I don't think so. Maybe when we do the real metal album, it was a real metal song. So even with Perception, we got a little bit harder and rougher. But we don't really want to go into the metal scene completely. So with that song, we would have pushed it too much into the metal scene. So.
Yeah. I'm going to write you every month going, "Hey, can I have that? Hey, can we do it?" As soon as I hear there's Scorched Oak that I haven't heard, I go crazy. So your band decided to record, as I understand it, you recorded that live in the studio.
Yeah, in our rehearsal room. Yeah, we have a small rehearsal room in an old bunker in Dortmund, and we recorded Withering Earth there, so it was good. And we decided to do it the same way this time. And yeah, I really like that we were all in our familiar place, and that was also the place where all the songs were written, and we worked so long. And yeah, I kind of liked it that it's all done in the same place.
Yeah, kind of like Color Haze. You have your own little bunker. Did you all play at the same time?
Yes, we did. I think we took 3 days, for the instruments. Have to remember that everything happened so fast. Yeah, we took 3 days for all the instruments, and after that we had 2 days for the vocals and overdubbing the guitar. But we all play at the same time. Before we were practicing with a click, because when we play live, we need to have the click that you can put it together after that. But of course, we try to do as much as possible in a one-take session. So even there, we were very critical when it was not so good. We said, "I know, we do it again, and then it will get better." Because we made very bad experiences with our EP. I don't know, maybe you have listened to that when you like it so much. And you will recognize that the sound and the recording is really different.
Yeah.
And the EP, it was like classical recorded in the studio, first drums, bass, guitar, vocals. And after that, it's all put together. And we thought that we lost some of our feeling. Yeah, for me, the bass was always my favorite instrument because I can play it in a band and I can support the lower tones and the rhythm, which is very important for me.
I noticed that you're playing a lot of bass players, especially in Stoner Doom. It's not known for the best bass players, although I think some of the best bass players in the world play Stoner Doom. But you're playing, like a lot of us play scales. So we'll do the root and the fifth. You're much more melodic. And do you think the flute playing and the other instruments, because I get a sense you get bored easily if you're going dun, 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 and you have these beautiful runs throughout the whole album. Do you do that? Is that deliberate?
Yeah, maybe it is. I played in a flute ensemble quite a long time, and because I was not the best, I always just get the second, third, or fourth scale. So I always had to play like the bass in the flute ensemble, and maybe that's something what I took from there. I never thought about that. What I think is that when we are just 3 people in the band, it's enough space for me to be creative and to say, okay, I have this idea for the bass, like in Swamp, there's also this chord, so doom, 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 boom, boom, boom. And I don't know, this idea just came from somewhere. I had the feeling, we can do something like this. And I could have given it to the guitar and just have the idea and say, okay, Ben, you play it all alone. But then we decide, okay, the bass goes first and then the guitar follows. And yeah, we have a lot of this parts. I think our music, it's sometimes there's the main heavy riff and then we go down with the dynamic and play some melodical parts and then we go back. And that's something that is, that happens often in our songs.
It's wonderfully done. So when you started with the band, you said you had a little combo amp. What was your next amp? What are the amps that you love the best? What amp do you wish you had? Talk to me
we
about
talked
amps.
about that in the band before because I'm really not so totally into this gear sound stuff. So it was all the time it was a joke in the band. That I was asked to do a gear interview because most of the time I ask Ben, I say, okay, Ben, I think there's something missing, but I don't know what is it. Do you have an idea? And then Ben says, okay, play. Mm-hmm. I send you a link. And then he sends me a link and say, try this. Okay, I buy it. And so it was also at the first time he said, okay, Linda, you can stay. It's working good. We have a connection and you're a good musician. And so you need a bigger amp. And I said, I have no idea. I never played in a band like this. And I even didn't know that I need an amp and a box or a cabinet. And so he just searched in the area where you can buy from musicians and said, that would work. I think it was a hardcore amp the first time and a hardcore box. And he just said, okay, it's cheap and it's loud and that's enough for the first time. And then after I think I played this for 2 years. I don't know. And then I said, okay, now I get the idea of the importance of sound, but I'm still not into that. I know it's important and I like to hear good sound, but for me, it's really, it's kind of hard to dig into this technical stuff and checking this amp or that amp. And it's really annoying for me to do this. So I took Ben and said, okay, you come with me and we go to a store. And then I just tested some amps and I had the decision between Orange, which I play now, Orange 4-stroke, and a Darkless amp. I like both, and then I like the Orange amp a little bit more. So I really go the classy way. I play an Orange amp and an MPEG cabinet. And still, I found it. I was just happy. And sometimes I think I could improve a little bit my interest in that. But, having interest is nothing that you can go to. You have to wait till it comes from you. So at this moment, I'm getting better into hearing that and get some of the interest and also take a look when a bass player, I like the sound, I take a look, what are you playing? But I think in the end, there are so many components that put the sound at the end. So you cannot say, okay, I buy this bass, this amp, this effect, and then I will sound like that, because it starts in the playing, how you play and what you play. And if you change the amp, of course it will sound different, but the heart of the music comes from the playing. So I think that's the most important thing.
I know this is Bass Gear Magazine. I think the majority of bass players agree with you. I think that the people that are really into gear, they've got every pedal, they have every modeler there. It's a minority. It's the minority that we want. Hi. But I think that approach is smart. But when it comes to your bass, like what kind of bass are you playing?
I play a Fender Jaguar bass.
Oh, a Jaguar?
Yeah. Yeah, Jaguar.
I didn't. So it's a smaller. Wow, you've got a great sound. When you tune.
Yeah, it's on drop. We play on drop C.
Drop C?
Yes. So I use the set for a five string bass. So I just leave off the high string. So yeah, that makes it a little bit different, maybe. Before I played the jazz bass, also from Fender.
Which do you like? You like the Jaguar better than the jazz bass?
Yeah, I like the Jaguar better, but I cannot tell why. Because now the jazz bass is back on standard tuning, so I can use it at home just for some stuff. I don't really know. For me, it was like the feeling I had.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, it's the feeling I have when I'm playing the Jaguar is just like we fit together really good.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important.
I think even the guys who spend $10,000 on a Federa, it's all the feeling of the bass. Like for me, it's an old American. It's called Carvin. It's just those necks. They just feel the best in the world to me. I've tried Fender, I've tried Warwick, and the Carvin's pretty cheap. So I think that's really smart. Now,
but just the feeling on the fingerboard, it's nice. But I still want to try a Rickenbacker maybe someday. But at the moment, it's way too expensive. But I like the look of the basses. So, yeah. And even Mefi from Daley Thompson, which shirt I'm wearing.
Okay, shout out.
Yeah, she's a great bassist player as well. And she's crazy on stage.
Excellent.
And I played her bass in the rehearsal room, and that was really nice. But at the moment, I'm fine with that. I have.
That's awesome. Do you use any effects that you know, or do you just use the distortion from the orange?
No, I have effects. When I thought about what effects I used, I thought, oh my God, I have a lot of overdrive. I use overdrive effects on my board. I use MX Air bass overdrive. That's for like the sound in desert at the beginnings. It's with that, and then I have a self-built distortion pedal. I don't know what it was meant for because I just stole it from my husband because he quit his band. I said, "Oh, what's that? I need some more distortion, maybe. Can I have it?" And since then, it's mine. And the new one I had on Perception is the Darklust Alpha Omega. That was I think that was the first effect that I bought because I liked it, and I said, "Oh, I heard that some of the time." So it was my first, own impression about sound. The others, it was just like, "Oh, Ben, I think I need something," and he said, "Yeah, try this." Okay, I like it. And I have a Palmer. Yeah, it's called Übertreiber. It's a German word. I don't know what's it's in English.
We can send it to you later.
Yeah, I'll send it to you later. I wanted to look it up before, but I forgot. And also new on Perception is the flanger from Electro Harmonics.
Oh, old school Electro Harmonics flanger. So all analog on that.
That was inspired from Stone Jesus. They also have a flanger part, and I liked it very much. And also. As again, I asked Ben, what is it? It's a flanger. Ah, okay. Which one should I try? Try this. Okay, I buy it. So the next time, maybe you should do the bass gear interview with Ben.
No, I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have it any other way. Wow. So that's a very simple pedal, but you can never have enough dirt. You need like 3 overdrives and a fuzz, and so yeah, you're a part of the club.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask you a little bit about your singing?
Yes,
Where,
of course. No.
where in the world did you learn how to sing like that?
I always liked singing. I can remember when I was a really little child and we were driving in holidays in the car. I was always singing with the radio songs, even if I didn't know it. I was always very creative. I just made some mumbling and just joined the singing. And then I also like to sing on like I said before, at the fireplace, playing guitar a little bit and sing. I like that really much. So I think that's nothing I learned really, but I just did it all the time. So I got better. And I also sang in a choir in school, but it was just no high standard choir. So yes, that's my history in that. And when I wanted to sing in the band, I thought, okay, my normal, maybe like pop singing or stuff like that, voice is not working so good. I want to do some distortion in that. And I don't want to do some growling, but I wanted to have this harsh sound. And I was afraid that if I try it on my own, I will destroy something. So I searched for a teacher. And yeah, he was really, really good and helping me to get started. And after a while, I said, okay, that's enough for me, so I can try on my own. Yeah. So I never really learned singing. I think it was always something that I really liked, so it was easy for me to start.
Well, it's an amazing performance. Do you find it difficult to sing like that and play the bass at the same time?
It's at first beginning, I find it hard. But since I play so many different instruments and have to do so much with music, I think I sometimes have the feeling that it's easy for me because I also play piano. So I always have to read 2 lines and think about different rhythms. And when it gets hard for me, I try to find out which rhythms are working here. What is the bass playing and what is the singing rhythm? So now it's not so hard for me anymore. I even don't know. I even don't do a practice at home at all. So I just practice with the band. So maybe we could have been better if I practiced more.
I cannot. So, okay, bass heads out there, if you haven't heard this album, the album is called Perception. It's from Scorched Oak. And on the other side that I do, this is, to me, album of the year, guitarist of the year, bass player of the year, vocals of the year, drummer of the year. It is an exceptional album. It is heavy. It is progressive. There is some beautiful bass playing and some very emotive vocals. I think you're definitely one of the best bands in the scene. And I'm just thrilled to have you here on Bass Gear Magazine. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you wanted to talk about?
I'm glad that you didn't ask for the band name because there's no story behind that. No.
Okay. So now you're here.
Yeah, no, it was my fault. I bring it up. Shame on me. No, it's no story. No, I just had here that with what is my inspiration, maybe. because I don't really have that bassist or bassist player that I was always looking for. But like you mentioned before, King Buffalo or Elephant Tree, I really like those bands, and they also do a very good songwriting. And there, the bassist is, I get the feeling that they know when it's time to go back and just play with the band or with the guitar, and when it's time to step before and play some melodic or other stuff parts, and they do really nice bass playing. That's the only thing that's left on my list.
Well, there, you got to it. Where does the name Scorched Oak come from?
From the nowhere. Yeah, we just sat there. We were ready to play live and said, okay, we have songs, we have fun, we want to play, but we don't have a name. And then we made a list with some ideas. And after that, we just go through it and said, okay, Scorched Oak sounds like a stoner rock band, and still we think we can do some of an artwork with that. So it was Scorched Oak.
That is a wonderful story. That's the best reason to have a band name. My partner Gypsy interviewed the band Faytooth. They're a doom band, and yeah, they got theirs from a word jumble. Yeah. So yeah, that's fantastic. Well, Linda, thank you very much. I hope that maybe when you have another album out or when you tour here in the States, we can do this again.
Yes, of course.
Thank you very
much for pushing our album out there and sharing your love with everyone about this music. That's really nice to see.
And I'm not going to stop.
Thank you.